Assalamu alaikum. I am Amjad Aziz Malik and you are watching Kasoti Digital. Today we have very special guest in our studio, the Ambassador of Tajikistan, His Excellency Ismatullah Nasruddin. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for your time to Kasoti Digital. Today you are in Peshawar. How was this tour was about? Did you attend any meeting or just for tourism?
No, of course. First of all, thank you for this opportunity to be with you today in your studio. I am here not for sightseeing this time, even that Peshawar is a very interesting city. But I'm here with my colleagues and we conducted one meeting this morning with the Board of Investments of KPK, with a kind organization of our Honorary Consul, Mr. Said Mahmood. And also we have visited the Turkham border checkpoint.
So what was the purpose of this meeting? Is there some trade relations between Pakistan and Tajikistan and you want to enhance these relations?
Yes, of course there are existing trade relations for many, many years since establishing of our diplomatic relations. By the way, we are celebrating this year 30 years of our diplomatic relations. But of course I am here to strengthen because nevertheless that our political relations are on the excellent level, but unfortunately our trade turnover and our trade and economic relations should be improved.
So what do you think about the tourism field? Because most of people of Pakistan, they want to go to Tajikistan, and also I believe that Tajikistan people also want to visit Pakistan. But we have so many problems, especially for the traveling.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Even geographically, we are situated very close to each other. But unfortunately, the lack of connectivity between our countries and also between Pakistan and the region of Central Asia creates a lot of problems for travelers, for businessmen and even for tourists, because people have to spend a lot of time traveling from Pakistan, from any Pakistan city to any Central Asian cities. But we are working on it, and of course there is a big potential for tourism to both countries.
Can you tell us about the culture of Tajikistan? Because we believe that Pakistan and Tajikistan are brotherly country and our culture is same.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Historically, we are very well connected. If we will go deep to our historical roots and historical facts, we can see that it's almost one region. But of course, we are now divided by borders, we are divided by other countries. Even in terms of language, if we look to Urdu, so it's quite similar. There are many, many wordings which are from Persian, and for me it's not a language which I cannot understand. I can understand maybe 20–30% of what Urdu is speaking. Also culturally, we are very close to each other. Today we were served a very good food, which is very close to our cuisine. This part of Pakistan is much, much closer to Tajikistan than other parts of Pakistan.
As you said, today you visited Pakhtunkhwa border, Torkham. So how was your feelings?
Yes, it was my aim for many years to visit this part of Pakistan because this border checkpoint is a very vital for our country as well. Because it is the main checkpoint via which many of our goods which we deliver to port of Karachi. So we use this checkpoint to deliver them further to our country. But my feeling was very different because from one point of view, we have seen a very long queue of big trucks. It means the trade is going on. Despite the situation in neighboring country, Pakistan is providing this opportunity for people and for businessmen to make trade. But of course, we can see that a lot of improvements should be done there in order to simplify these customs procedures, and also when situation will be better in Afghanistan, of course the volume of trade will increase, and of course many of our goods will go through this checkpoint, and maybe one day even people will be able to cross this border checkpoint from both countries, I mean Tajikistan and Pakistan.
But I think mostly people don't know about Chetral because we have Tajikistan border, I think, close to Chetral, not too far. So what do you think in the future, maybe we use this Chetral and this border of Afghanistan because of Wakhan, this is some area. Yeah. I think we are facing some problems.
Yes, we are divided by a very narrow part of Afghanistan. Unfortunately, historically it's happened, and it was done by some map designers. But you're absolutely right, from Chitral it's very close to our border, to Ishkashim, which is in Badakhshan of Tajikistan. I think the only problem with this part of our territory is that landscape is quite complicated. And of course, we should think about to construct roads, maybe in future, maybe tunnels, how to overcome these natural obstacles, because it's on the high altitude. And during the winter time, it could be problematic to use this route. But of course, in future, we should diversify our connections.
Over tourists, if somebody want to go to Tajikistan, how they can get the visas and how they go to Tajikistan by air, or do we have flights or not, and what are you doing about this, the flights?
Yes, unfortunately we don't have direct flights from any of our cities. I think the biggest problem. Pakistan tourists have to travel to Tajikistan via Dubai or via Istanbul, which is quite a long way. With regard to visas, Pakistan is included to the simplified list of visa issuing. Any Pakistan citizen can go to evisa.tj, upload necessary documentations to complete application form, and the visa should be issued within the 24 hours. If there are any difficulties for Pakistan citizens and tourists, they can also apply to our embassy, and we will try to do our best to issue any kind of visas. And of course, we have to work on our connectivity, as I mentioned. We have contacted Pakistan aviation authorities and also working with Tajikistan counterparts in order to see possibilities of establishing our air connection.
Our Prime Minister Imran Khan visited some days ago to Tajikistan. What do you think about this visit?
This visit was very important, especially that for some time it was kind of gap and pause in our relations on the highest level. As you are aware, last year we had a very successful year on our political and economic relations as well. Our President visited Pakistan in June, and Pakistan Prime Minister visited Tajikistan in September for participation in SCO summit, and on the next day it was his official visit. During this visit, 11 different documents were signed. So it was quite a successful visit. Along with this visit, we also organized a big business forum. About more than 60 businessmen from Pakistan flew on a charter flight directly from Islamabad to Dushanbe, which took us only 1 hour 20 minutes. And it was a good example of how we close.
But what you think that in the future, can the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa people or the traders, they will have a good trade between the two countries, and is there a chance that they should hold some exhibition over there?
Absolutely, absolutely. We are as embassy here ready to facilitate any kind of travel of any groups of people from Pakistan to our country, especially the business delegation. We will be happy to organize this trip. Today we agreed that in May, most probably we will be able to do it to a big group of businessmen from your region. We'll travel to Tajikistan, and also an exhibition is planned there. Now we are working on details.
So, Excellency, you are in Pakistan from last 3 years, maybe more than 3 years. How is your feeling about Pakistan and people of Pakistan?
Yeah, Pakistan, I think, is one of the best destinations to work. It was my first experience coming here. Before, I never dealt with this part of the world in my professional career. But when I arrived, I was welcomed as a friend, as a brother. And myself and my wife were together here. We feel very comfortable with any kind of activity. It doesn't matter, is it leisure or is it my professional activity. I am happy to be here.
Which city you like? Peshawar, Lahore, Karachi or Quetta? Where you visited?
I have visited all of them. I visit all of them. I like mostly, to be honest, the northern part of Pakistan. When I visited Gilgit, I realized that I am in Badakhshan part of Tajikistan, because way of life of people, faces of people, and everything so similar to our Badakhshan part. And then at that moment I realized that one time it was probably the same area, and then later it was divided. Of course, the mountainous part of Pakistan is most close to us.
Excellency, we are so happy that we have, although you are in Islamabad, but we have a Consul General of, Honorary Consul General of Tajikistan in Peshawar for Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Do you think that his performance is good towards the friendship between the two countries?
Of course, I can call him our ambassador here. He is our honorary consul, Mr. Engineer Said Mahmood. He is a very active man, and he has a good experience working in Tajikistan as a businessman. He knows about all difficulties, about all encouraging and discouraging moments in my country. So he is here to help us, first of all, with our economic relations, with our cultural ties, and with our people-to-people contacts.
As you told that we are celebrating 30 years of friendship between two brotherly countries. What are you planning in June this year?
Yes, we already planned several events, and I hope that one of these events will be organizing here in Peshawar. Now we are working on some details. Maybe it will be a kind of a cultural event. We will see. I cannot disclose all plans till now. Let us work on it. When everything will be settled down, then I can share with you with all details.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for your visit to Kasauti Digital, and we are on your disposal. We will be. We also want that we should also play our positive role between the friendship, people-to-people contact of two countries. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.